All right. Ay, 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 ay. Morning. Hello. Hello. Hello, Ayer. Hello, Kixie. Hello, Monster. Nighting. Oh yeah, I hit this button, but that's very important. Okay, I will hit this button too. What? Okay. Yep, everything is working. Awesome. I don't need this anymore. Okay. I think we are just gonna try. Okay. Hello, Wing. Hello, everyone. I'm gonna do a bit of a YOLO stream. So something that has been a bit on my mind. So let me think for a second. So, cause I gotta actually make one thing sure. Give me just a second. So this thing needs to not go there. How about we just put it on 6? Does that work? Let me try it. Let me check again. And stop recording. Start recording again. Sure. Okay. Okay. Hello. So basically what I want to do is so this is kind of like a YOLO ID. Hope you're all doing good, by the way. Yeah, so the idea that I have is like I just want to talk to the camera, talk about how I have actually basically learned Celeste Blindfolded, and if I think it's kind of good, then I will like try and edit the things I've said and try and make a video out of it. I'm thinking that I'm probably gonna record an intro separately. I'm not even sure, like, so basically this is just gonna be a YOLO thing. Hopefully it'll be fun to stream too. Basically, if you have any questions, just hit me up. My idea is basically I'm going to walk through the game. I'm going to walk through the any percent. Also, I have a very, very silly tier list. So, basically on the tier list, I could just, I don't know, put stuff somewhere. Like, I don't know, maybe some of this like really stupid hard. Remember the 1A tutorial? Yes, you should do that. You should do that, Monster. Yeah, also maybe good to know is that, so, let me think for a second. So the, freaking, where do I start? I will do it when I have time. I've been saying the same thing to myself. That's why I'm streaming it. I'm like, okay, now I can't dodge it anymore. I just have to do it. Oh man. Any tips for someone who wants to get into blindfolded but doesn't want to show camera? So actually, so if you have, I have time, I just don't want to do it. I'm probably kind of the same, you know. Me also turn down the music thing slightly. It's probably a little better, or like I don't know. It's a bit more pleasant for me. Let me think for a second. So there is a. How do I find it? I'm trying to find the VODs from Shine in the Dark regarding your question a year. Let me see for a second. So I got a link for the playlist. I found the playlist. So basically I don't know, let's just grab one of these random thingy. So most of the runners at the marathon are like showing their face, right? But I have noticed that some people within the community they will actually they have ways to not show their face. Also, if you don't want to show your face on camera, that's also fine. Like for example, if you want to like do it for Celeste, then you're like we can still put your run on the leaderboard. we can still put your run on the leaderboard basically. Like for example, here we have some runners like Zcad, even Save Tomato, where the runs do not have a camera basically. Oh, this one just barked. Wow. Huh, that's so sad. I'll make a little note here. This run is dead. This run is dead. So sad. She is better than the site. But okay, so a very concrete thing. Was it the first day? This is Adam, maybe? Yeah, look at this. Look at this. So a year, in case you're still here. Basically, let me think. So like this, for example, is a way to just fully not show your face. Yeah. Like it is preferable to like for mostly in general when it comes to blindfolded to like have a way to verify that someone is indeed blindfolded, you know. But at the same time, like I think someone else also had a similar thing going on. But basically there are ways to be blindfolded within an online setting, while also still remaining mostly anonymous, right? I've also seen other people like do their blindfold runs that's the only time they might put on a camera, and then everything else they don't, you know. And even if you don't want to use a camera, then just don't, you know. Like that's totally fine, right? I hope that explains. All right. So let me see. Okay, so the first thing that I want to start with is like our toolkit. So to begin with, like how do we even approach the idea of like how do you even like start with playing Celeste Blindfolded? And the first thing is probably just don't overthink it to begin with. The first two chapters are really not that bad. Like I actually think they're surprisingly fun, and they're not hard either. But if you look at like the chapters that come afterwards, like chapter 3, 4, 5, then it becomes a completely different ball game, basically. And so the way how so our toolkit. Okay, so the one theme within Celeste Blindfolded is that we want to control our positioning. The one theme that I feel like I've struggled with throughout the years when I've been like practicing and learning Celeste Blindfolded is trying not just even not getting lost, but more like being in control. Like not getting lost is really not too bad. Like it really isn't. But the problem is more like just getting through all the different screens and all the different rooms, right? And so the first thing that we want to do is like understanding how Madeline moves. So in the basics, Madeline's toolkit is actually kind of beginner friendly. It's just that the game is really hard. But the way that the game controls and the way that the game plays feels really good, especially when you're not blindfolded. But even when you're blindfolded, it kind of feels good. So we have three different buttons, which are our main tools. Is jumping, moving up, left, down, right. We have our grab, and we have a dash. And dashing can also be done in all 8 different directions. The next thing to keep in mind, so I will use like speed tech or speed strats. And the biggest ways to do that is like dashing, and then canceling the dash with a jump. Whenever either on a surface, on a horizontal surface, or on a vertical surface, which results in wall bouncing. So that's basically like the basic toolkit that we will do in general. Other things to keep in mind is like we have little small tricks to control our movements that is sometimes relevant. Like for example, a dash is a very good way to control our positioning, because a dash has a very clear starting position and a very clear ending position. And sometimes we can even do silly stuff like here, this right dash, for example, puts us in this specific position right next to the chair. And if I do a down right dash, and then I end, and then I don't hold down right, we end like on the chair instead of next to the chair. And there's even silly stuff like down right and then hold down, where we even travel more distance. so like Celeste has a lot of silly little things and small things you can do. Just from curiosity, do you reject a run which has no camera and the gameplay is sus, for it to not look like it's being played blindfolded? So surprisingly enough, within the blindfold scene, it's so small that for example, a cheater, the biggest reason, in my opinion, for people to cheat is like notoriety, or a way to like gain respect, to elevate yourself in a way. But the blindfold scene is so small that there's like, even if you do it, you're gonna look very silly. I don't know how to put it, but basically right now, at least there's like not that many or any cheaters, and like within the Celeste Blindfolded scene, I haven't seen any. Celeste Blindfolded specifically, because the community is just too small. if the community grows, then it will it will be more likely for it to happen. Let's put it that way. And rejecting a run, it depends. Like if it happens where I or other people think they're suspects, I just want to try and do what is right. So probably just start with asking questions first, not try to accuse someone first and foremost, you know. Just try and use common sense. I'm not quite sure. Also, the thing is, like, there's a lot of blindfold moderators and verifiers within the broader blindfold community, and we can always go to them if we need like help, you know. So, and if you submit to the blindfoldedgaming.com website, that is like a different thing from from normally, because then like you're on the website, right? So yeah. All right, let's start with prologue. Let's actually start up with 0. So the first thing that we need to do in prologue is finding the car for good luck. Yay, intro car. No. But basically prologue is not a real chapter. In fact, it's like really easy. And normally it's like free, but even in a blindfolded setting it's free. So the thing that you want to do or have to do is just hold right, hold up, and hold grab. And whenever we stop moving, whenever Madeline stops making noises, we just do the thing. We move away from the wall, and then we just continue our merry way. Now we enter the room with Granny. We skip the cutscene. Now I actually need to enable the music, because I use a very specific strategy that involves listening to the music. Yo, Cyclamate, hello. I was here. Okay, so let's see. We had one room, 2 rooms. Third room has Granny, and then we have the 4th room. And the 4th room has the crumbling bridge. And in this room, I will use a beat count strategy. So I will count the music. So just listen closely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, jump, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, jump, and then skip cutscene. And so basically what I'm doing is I'm counting the music in 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4. I'm counting in 4s, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, I'm jumping, and then 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, I'm also jumping. So on the 5th, no wait, the 6th beat, I'm jumping, and then there's like I don't know, math is hard. 1, 4, 8, 12, like the 16th beat or something, I'm also jumping. Do you recommend music on or off? So the thing is, like, because you don't have we don't really allow a metronome. We don't really allow a metronome or any third-party tools. And within Celeste you don't need a metronome either. So basically, because we don't have a metronome, in very specific situations you will need the music in order to navigate a certain screen, like a block. Like for example, in chapter 4 in Golden Ridge, there's this checkpoint called Shrine, and there are these moving blocks. And so if we don't actually have any music whatsoever, This noise is not very useful at all. So instead, it's a lot easier if you have to use the block to navigate using the music instead. And it becomes very relevant when we get to this block. This block, very specifically, trying to navigate this without music. Good luck. Like this droning noise, it's just very samey. Whereas if we use the music, you can use you can actually beat count on the music and then figure out like what to do. Is Celeste music mostly in 4/4? Celeste so actually this this specific track of Golden Rage is in 3s or 6s. 3, 4, 6, 8. And very specifically in this position, the piano is very loud. But usually it's mostly in 4/4. I took damage with Intec Floof on the final second of Witch Fight on hard mode. No! So sad. That's so close. Isn't the music gonna be at a different point every time you reach the room? Unless you are at the same pace every time. So basically what I'm doing is like, when I get to this room specifically, and there's also one other room where I beat count in this chapter. I just wait until I get on a good time in the music cycle. So I listen to the piano. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. I actually have like a different strat now, but I'm showing off my old strat. Basically, within that room, I have what are you counting? So if you listen to the piano, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 2, 3. I actually don't know if I'm doing it correctly now. Oh, I was doing it correctly. How about I just do this? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. But yeah, we got to the next room. So basically, I'm specifically counting on the piano right at that moment. If that makes any sense. Like if that doesn't make any sense, like, don't worry, I can try explaining it in another way. Like, does that help? I'm not quite sure. I'm also specifically using the lower numbers on the alphabet, of the English alphabet, because if I count above 10, like we get 11, 12, 13, 14, whereas it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like those are very short, compact words. Yeah, I'm counting the piano. Yeah, no worries. Basically, the important thing is I'm using the piano in the background to figure out like when do I need to make my move. So I'm basically just doing very simple math, and I'm using the music to navigate my steps. So like the first thing that I'm doing is like I'm trying to get to this block, and I'm always doing it like in the same way. And then the next important thing, so I start on 1. I get to the left corner. If we respawn, we are actually here. I want to be on the left corner. 1 2 3 4 5 6 2 2 3 4 5 6 3 2 3 4 5 6 4. So on 4 I'm moving up. So I've always been moving the block down. 1 2 3. So first we're moving the block down. 1 2 3 4 5 6 2 2 3 4 5 6 3 2 3 4 5 6 4 2 3 4 5 6 5 2 3 4 5 6 6 2 3 4 5 6 7 2 3. So on basically I know where the block is by counting the music. That's basically like the if we try to make it as simple as possible, and then I know like on 3, or was it 4, it needs to move 1 2 3 4 5 6 2 2 3 4 5 6 3 4 5. I kind of know what to do. Yeah, I'm counting the beats. Exactly. That's exactly. That's the whole idea. I'm gonna go back to 1 though. Behind the louder piano, there is a quieter, always on piano on a 6-note loop. What KXC says, I think, is probably right. Alright, so chapter 1. So here's the thing with blindfolded. The one thing that we always want to keep in mind in general, let me see, I have like a very specific thing here, is that walls are our friend. So how do I do this? So here, like this is wall 1, this is wall 2. Also keep in mind, like this is a floor, this is a floor. Also like this stuff, like it's somewhat relevant, like these spikes, but they're also not that relevant. I do recommend just doing 1A starting out. I think 1A like in general is like really fun. Oh, by the way, so here, this is really weird. So this is almost never relevant, but here in this corner that you can see here that I'm drawing, very specifically there, it's possible to get stuck here. It's so silly. So like here's wall 1, wall 2, wall 3, and it's possible to get stuck here. And you're like, why can I not move? I remember when I was learning 1A, I got so confused by this. Like, stuff like this is never relevant unless you're blindfolded. Okay, let me get rid of this thing now. How do I do that? Here. Okay. So, okay, so first of all, walls are our friends. So we can move to wall 1, we can move to wall 2, we can move to wall 3, we can jump, upright dash, then we room transition, and then we land on this wooden platform. In this room, there is a spring. By the way, these are not exactly the strats that I do. I'm just using this as an example. So here we have a spring. And if we kind of like know what our timing is, we know like when to right dash. The spring is always bounce, 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 and then I have to like imagine. I have to imagine when I'm at my highest points, and then I need to like move right, right dash, land here, go up, and now we should be getting to like this funny wall. I can also do like a little wall bounce. And this is a very specific thing. right here on the left, I can do like a tiny jump, up dash, and then I'm failing. But basically, I can land on this very specific wall just below me, and that's the other thing. Like, walls are not just a way to they're very specifically a way for us to control our movements. And something I've noticed that is really strong and really useful is that we can use that wall to climb up, right? This is advanced movement, like it's actually kind of stupid. Oh, that was no good. Am I dying? Am I alive? What happened? Okay, whatever. So, I kind of understand and I kind of don't. Like, I was on the platform, I fell down. I'm not quite sure. I probably got stuck on something in the ceiling. So, like, something that doesn't help is that I very intuitively play the game. So, okay, another important thing in our toolkit is our max jump height. I'm just talking and rambling, by the way. If you have any questions, I'll read them in a bit. Let me think for a second. So, our max jump height. So this is something I just learned by doing and learned by just practicing. It's not something you necessarily need, but it's just very useful. Is to get a feel of when our max jump height is. And then when we are at our max jump height, that's probably my max jump height, I'm not entirely sure. Or something there-ish. The thing about Madeline, and specifically the Celeste game, is that actually Madeline's jumps are very floaty. They're really floaty. So it takes a while for Madeline to actually land back on the ground. It's a little bit like Mario. Mario is also very floaty. But the Celeste developers are very specific with like your max jump height. Like, she hangs there for like multiple frames, like maybe 8 frames or something. And if you are like at the peak, that's like a 5 frame window. Like, point is, it's very long. It's like more than 100 milliseconds. That's very long in a game. And so when we're at our max jump height, we can like jump, up dash, land on this wall, climb up. Here I'm just gonna do a right dash. I gotta be mindful that I don't just like jump. So the beauty is, like, I can just up dash, and it doesn't matter that momentum, because the dash just ignores the momentum from the block, because we never jumped. If we were to jump, we would use the momentum of that block, but because we never jumped, it never happened. Ah, no, Celeste is funny like that. This Winkberry is making noise, so that's a little annoying. They're also very loud. But basically, like, I'm just applying a bunch of tricks to just move forwards. Like, in general. And, the best way to, like, learn it is just by doing it, honestly. Or just watching other people play, or a combination. Do you recommend invisible movement to get a feel for Madeline's movements? Invisible movements. So, unfortunately, that variant... so I know the variant that you're talking about, Kixie. Mano, yo! Hello! Hope you're doing good. I'm currently, like, explaining the way that, how Celeste Blindfolded works. Let's see, variant on... So, funnily enough, having invisible movement makes, like, if I enable that, that makes like no difference for me when I'm But the thing about invisible movement is that let me just show it to you. So if I just do like this, so I can do oh, I need to be in my save file because debug mode does not have it enabled. Okay, so if I just do this, now I should have not yet. Where did it go? What the? I was about to show why it just oh, what did I variant mode? It got rid of the variant modes. I don't get it. Okay, so the short answer is like it makes not much difference, unfortunately. But the thing about invisible movements is if you're well versed with Celeste, you can do like most of your strats regardless. So oops, blindfold brain rot. I am playing like slightly safer than I normally would. But even like the thing about the invisible movements, what am I doing actually? But if I had a lot of
getting raided by Chonksy with 4 viewers.
Yo, Chonksy,
thanks
hello.
for the raid.
Oh, thank you for the follow, Cater. Okay, here's my point. When it comes to invisible motion, it doesn't really make much or any difference to have it enabled or not. So unfortunately, you can't really get used to Madeline's movement using the variant. How goes stream? Yo, I'm also curious, like how was Chonksy's stream? But yeah, I'm just enjoying explaining the Celeste Blindfold game, really. Yo, that's only in there. So I managed to get like a 40 minutes invisible motion, and I think if I actually like practice it, I could probably push it to like 35 minutes. And my personal best when I use my actual eyes is at 28 minutes. So yeah, like basically your speedrun strats will still work in invisible motion 80% of the time. So maybe some of the strats you need to adjust, but it's gonna give you bad habits. Basically, it's not gonna work for blindfolded. I couldn't play Mario to save my life. Right, alright. You're doing the blindfolded SM64, Mario 64. Like, that stuff is sick, dude. Like, I've been wanting to, like, at some point maybe get into it, but I feel like I'm just getting jailed by Celeste. I'm just doing this, which isn't that bad of a jail, not gonna lie. Like, it's actually really fun. Couldn't play Mario, man. Oh. Took a couple of weeks off, and clearly I need to not do that again. It showed. Yeah, that man. Blindfold. Anything you do in blindfolded, like it's very easy to forget the things that you did. I feel like in my case it's slightly different because I've been just doing it over and over again. So I think even if I take off like a few months, I will still remember 80%, 90%. But the problem is Celeste is so precise that the remaining percents that I'm gonna lose by not playing the game blindfolded is still gonna hit me hard. That's just reality. But I would remember most of the stuff, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, blindfolded Mario 64, it has to be the same. Even if it's like deeply rooted in your memory, you're gonna forget something that's very important, and suddenly you're in a position that you need to not be in. So it would get very awkward. I can imagine, at least. Okay, so... Oh, by the way, so about the stream... if I'm going to... I'm like recording it for myself locally, and then maybe the things that I'm saying, I can create something interesting out of it. I don't know, I'm just YOLOing this. And just having fun explaining the Celeste game, and if people have any questions, just hit me. Let me just show off Celeste Blindfolded, and I will just or like the first chapter. Yeah. Okay, so the thing about Celeste Blindfolded, I'm not sure like what I really want to like explain. That's not gonna work. I actually managed to find the spring there. That's kind of wild. Let me think for a second. Does that work? That does work. Okay, so some things that I want to talk about, but already did. So I've talked about the Celeste toolkits, the things of like how do you move in this game. I've talked about that. Basically, walls are like your biggest friend when it comes to Blindfolded, because like for example this wall. Uh-oh, I missed a dash crystal. I can use walls to basically control my movements. Chapter 1 introduces some new mechanics. First of all, like give me a second. So first of all, we have prologue, and in prologue we don't have a dash. So in chapter 1 we actually start to really learn like how momentum works in this game. And I'm not quite sure like what is important about chapter 1. I think I'm gonna like move on to like chapter 2, and then we can continue from there. I'm basically trying to like go through all the different chapters and then talk about like what is... Oh, I messed up. And then like talk about like what is inside of those chapters. Interesting things to talk about, basically. But yeah, Celeste Blindfolded is it exists. How do you practice without someone to call out your mistakes? Oh, is there something you can do, or do you just have to check a recording? Yeah, if you don't have someone to call out your mistakes, it is kind of a cheat code to have like someone in your call and like in Discord, and then they can just tell you, oh, you're doing this wrong or that wrong. So basically you can have someone be your eyes. That's nice. But yeah, like in general, I feel that checking your recordings is very, very strong. It's very useful. That way you will actually get like because I've had a lot of moments where I make mistakes and I just don't know. I like or I know I made a mistake, but I don't know what I did wrong. How long have you been doing this? So oh wait, I got rid of the wrong thing. So for me, with Celeste Blindfolded, I've started back in January 2024. So that means like at this point, I've kind of been doing it for 2 years. To be fair, on and off, it's not like I've been like doing this full time or something. And sometimes something comes in between, or like, you know, life happens. Yeah, I've been doing it for quite a while at this point, at least. But like compared to, I don't know, Bubsy, then I'm still a little baby. I don't know. But maybe I'm just looking down on myself because the skills that I've built are definitely worth something. Let me think. Okay, so we talked about prologue, we talked about chapter 1. Okay, so if you have any questions, I'll read in a bit. I could also enable TTS, but I don't know. I won't right now. I do have like a little fancy funny button.
TTS is enabled.
To enable and disable it, but
TTS is disabled.
So let me think. Alright, so chapter 2. This is an interesting chapter. Well, what to say about this chapter? Something I forgot. Something I forgot. So I'm trying to like create some kind of silly tier list. So prologue is free, chapter 0 is free. It's not even a real chapter. Chapter 1. Wait, why do I not? I don't have a picture of chapter 1. Oh wait, it's city, right? So I should just put them in order then. Maybe that will help me. So I don't know, like this, something like this, or not. Nah, it's whatever. Chapter 1 is moderate difficulty, and little spoilers. Chapter 2 is also moderate difficulty, and then after chapter 2, things get really stupid. Oh yeah, this is reflection. I feel like my brain is all over the place, so I can't like actually get my thoughts in order. I think my brain is trying to multitask too many different things, because I'm trying to figure out like where I want to go in my story, you know. Okay. All right. So chapter 2. Sorry. Yeah. Also, like one thing that's a little crazy about blindfolded gaming. I think that blindfolded gaming is one of the hardest things within the gaming space that I've done. I have done, for example, I have played a lot of League of Legends, and at a fairly decent high level. I managed to get to like diamond back in like when was it, like season 4, 5, 6 or something, probably. And I would carry games through the support role, and that's basically that's top 2%. Yo, Upas Fundy. Hey, same, glad the chapter is behind me. Yeah, so fair. Like, I've been enjoying Celeste speedrunning way more than League of Legends. I think esports kind of suck. They're toxic. Like, there's good things about esports, but anyway, point is, I have a decent amount of gaming experience. I've also done Celeste speedrunning using eyes, and now I'm doing blindfolded stuff. I still want to get back to actual normal Celeste speedruns, what is this thing that I want to say? Basically, Celeste Blindfolded, it's not really like very heavy on your hands, because it's really hard to like move fast while also not messing up your inputs, and also not getting lost in the game and not making mistakes. So in general, the blindfolded gameplay is just a lot more methodical than Celeste speedrunning would be. But I've been noticing like it's really hard on the mind. Like you have to like keep track of so many things, and if something goes wrong, like you're basically puzzling the whole time while stuff is happening. So I think, for example, there's something neat here. Do we spawn up top or do we drop down? Oh, okay. So here there's a small little ledge, right? So I jumped over the wall to the left here. I dash to the right. I land here, and then I keep holding right. And then I approximately know when the room transition happens, and then I hold neutral. And by holding neutral, I always get to this very specific position. And then, if I'm actually warmed up, then I will get this first try or second try. Because the one thing that's very important in Blindfolded, but also Celeste Blindfolded, is like getting these very specific positions down. Like being very consistent with getting a very specific position. Like for example here, is there actually, do you climb up one more? Yeah, you do. Yeah, normally the stream block, it's like a left dash, an up left dash, and then you already land in the position you want to be. And then this position is basically not that important, because when we get through the room transition, that's basically our equalizer, kind of. Does it even make sense? Point is like, let me think for a second. So here I do a hyper dash, down dash, left dash, jump, wave dash, jump, left dash. One other problem with Celeste is I want to try and make it more abstract. Like, what are the strategies that I'm trying to do in general? And in the end, even within a blindfolded setting, I'm doing so many small things that it's really hard to like keep track of like what I'm doing, even while I'm talking about it, you know. So I don't know how to like put it. So that's wrong. Okay, then. And now we're probably fine. I've gotten lost there so often. It's so silly. Wait, I am lost. Oh wait, huh? Oh no. I am not lost. Wait, I'm just confused. Let me room transition just to be safe. I am lost. I don't like this. That's the campfire. I went freaking way too far left. It's so annoying. And now I missed. Yeah, it's whatever. I know where I'm at. I imagine I would be exhausted after a full 90% blindfold run. Exactly. Yeah, that's like your brain goes like, it goes freaking stupid. The dash didn't go into the dream block twice. Oh really? Like the upright dash? Oh. Yeah. Oh, but maybe also this up left. Yo, Jackets, hello. Good luck, Blindfold. Thank you. I'm trying something very silly. I'm not sure if it's actually like doing the thing that I wanted to do, but I'm trying to record myself talking to the camera and explaining how Celeste Blindfolded works. The up left. Right. Okay, check. Okay, so let me think for a second. So I don't need the music. I can just do this. Does it work? Lamau Animal Crossing. Okay. Okay. Let me. Okay, I'm just gonna slow down for a second and not just talk about whatever comes up in my mind. Okay, so the things that I'm trying to create a video. Put the cloth over eyes, play the game, simple. I'm trying to create a video where I explain like all the chapters in chronological order. I also have a silly silly tier list where I wanna like be like, okay, Summit sucks, and basically just put all the chapters in the tier list. Normalization techniques. Maybe that's useful. I also like, this is gonna be such a mess because then I'm gonna look back at the recording. I'm like, what the heck was I saying, dude? Doesn't even make any sense. Normalization techniques. Yeah, that's maybe a good one. Also, what is it playing right now? Give me a second. Oh yeah, that's fine. Okay. Just making sure that I'm not getting hit by any silly copyright, hopefully. Yeah, I'm using like a stream song list I made myself. And also the recording does not record the music. It does record the game, obviously. Okay. Normalization techniques. Where to begin? I basically think that everything that you do in Celeste when it comes to Blindfolded has to do with normalizing your position. And when it comes to normalizing your position, it's a lot of small things that you do. So if we go back to chapter 1, for example, if you look at all these walls, I will jump to a wall, I will climb up that wall, and then when we're at the top of the wall, by holding grab and then climbing up, you always get on this very specific position. So this is a normalization technique because it will always put us in the same position. So basically walls are our biggest friend when it comes to normalizing, right? Then the next thing, I suppose, is like controlling our position through our movements. So if we can just find a wall through the strategies or the blueprint that we're building, that's another way to normalize our position. Yeah, consistent strats are key. Jokes aside, this is a wild challenge. Anyone who finishes it deserves the utmost respect. It is super true. I think it would be awesome if there are more people that would pick up Celeste Blindfolded. I'm just not... I can wholeheartedly recommend the first 2 chapters of the game, and then everything else is the Wild West. Like the first 2 chapters, Forsaken City and Old Side, I actually genuinely think those are fun. And then if we talk specifically about having fun when it comes to learning Blindfolded Celeste, it stops after chapter 2. It just does. I don't know. Like that's my personal opinion. Like I do think there are other things I've learned to really enjoy. Like for example, I have like opportunities to like maybe show off the game at like marathons, events, for example. And also because I've gotten like good enough at the game, I have like a certain baseline to work with. But like getting to the starting position is just really rough when it comes to Celeste Blindfolded. I'm also not completely convinced on how fun running it, speed running Celeste Blindfolded is. Like I'm a really bad salesperson, not gonna lie. The first 2 chapters are fun, and then I just cannot make myself say that everything else is actually good, because it's really hard. For example, if you go to chapter 3, it's so stupid because of those cycles. Small list of things that help: walls, material sounds, dashes, neutrals, timing. You don't always need to be somewhere. Sometimes you just need to know where you are. Yeah, like and also like a lot of the times I'm not really I'm not always fully normalizing. Yeah, beat counts are a way to kinda normalize your movement. It's more semi-normalized. Also, I think there's a lot of small tricks you can do. For example, if you look at this room. So I was talking about this before, but I know, like, so right in this position, we always drop down. Tick. Tick. And then I know because of that noise, I need to release my me holding right. And during the room transition, I will always be in this very specific position. So like even room transitions, if you have the right setup, you can even use room transitions to normalize your position, which is very silly if you think about it. And it's only relevant when it comes to Celeste Blindfolded. The wall noises are actually not necessarily super relevant. It is relevant to have a wall noise, but it's not as relevant as you think to be like, oh, this one sounds different than the other one, except for this one time in chapter 6. There's this one time in chapter 6 where you have this very specific wall and you get this grass noise, and then you can use that grass noise to be like, okay, we have this very specific position on the wall. I need to drop a little bit more down. I right dash, I hit the feather, I go upright, and then this is muscle memory, where I need to find the moment where we bounce against the wall, hold up left, hold up right, and then we do some positioning shenanigans to find the end of the room. But like the wall noises in general are actually not as relevant as you think. But they're still very useful, mind you. And sometimes it can give you like... It can help you try and figure out what exactly is going wrong, if something is going wrong, but... the important part is that it makes noise, not what noise it's making. Except in that very specific situation, if that makes any sense. Okay, another important thing. I should try maybe using stream markers. Do I have a button for that? I don't. Oh well. Good night, my love. Good night, bro. You do... Hmm? Wait. What does that sentence mean? Oh, marker. Yeah. That can help. Yeah, I'll just do this. Well, at least it's a marker. I need stuff to be like... I'm not quite sure. Hello, Isaac. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm talking about Celeste Blindfolded. If people have stuff that you're wondering about, or things curious, or things that might help me, hit me. I don't know. I'm just... my goal is to just talk about the camera, about Celeste Blindfolded, and then maybe something is interesting or useful for me when I convince myself to edit a video to talk about Celeste Blindfolded. Hopefully soon. I'm crying. I've been throwing away so many scripts when it comes to Celeste Blindfolded video that I want to make. I don't know. Good luck editing, thanks. I'm not fully convinced about this recording. Okay, let me think for a second. Okay, so one of the things that I had in mind when it comes to the general outline of the video, making videos is hard for real. True. Yo, Wes, hello. Okay, so the general outline that I have, or the general idea that I have, first of all, we have the toolkit. The toolkit of Celeste. So, like, how does Madeline move? What things does Madeline do? We have jump, we have dash, we have our grab. Yay. Then we also have a little bit more of advanced tech where we dash cancel on the ground and dash cancel against the wall, otherwise known as a wall bounce. And we have like these hypers and supers. And then what is relevant is like knowing how to actually control your position. So like the one big theme I feel like is the idea of being in control. Like the one thing I feel like I've struggled a lot with is just the just being in control. It's also why like a lot of the later chapters are really tough to deal with, is because the closer you get to actually finishing the game, the harder it gets, right? That's usually good level design, and Celeste is not different in that regard. But basically, the more I managed to get into the game, the harder it got to actually finish the game. It was a mess. I don't know how to put it. And now we're two years further into the blindfolded timeline for me. Also, another thing is that these chapters, by the way, every chapter has like its own theme, but also every chapter has its own gimmicks. So if we talk about chapter 2, the gimmicks in chapter 2 are these dream blocks. I'm trying to think about the outline. In chapter 3, it's a lot about cycles. Chapter 3 has like a bunch of silly little dust bunnies. Let's just talk about chapter 3 for a second. So in the end, chapter 1 and 2 are moderate difficulty. Good luck explaining, yo. Thank you, Lion. Chapter 1 has the moving blocks. Very true, very true. Let me think. Okay, so chapter 3. Let's just do it as is for now. Okay, so when it comes to chapter 3, what is like really important or relevant? So entering the hotel isn't too bad. Okay, let me get back into my mode. Chapter 3 is really hard. The thing about chapter 3, the Celestial Resort, is that we have a lot of issues when we get to the hotel. So 1, 2, 3, 4 upright hyper. No? Wait. Oh wait, there's the spring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. So entering the hotel is not that bad, but so the first thing that you notice is that when we get to this hotel, it is pretty bad. This is why I think that Celeste Blindfolded is bad. I don't know how to put it. Basically, if any one of you is crazy enough to like think about any percent, skip chapter 3, go to 4, 5, and then do 3. Because the first thing that happens in this hotel, like we just talked to Oshiro. Oshiro's gone. Hello and goodbye, ghost Oshiro. We get this. Let's try again. So basically, all of these rooms, a lot of these rooms have dust bunnies. And the dust bunnies are these stupid, silly things that are moving up and down. I was just gambling. Because I was off cycle. Celestial Resort has these dust bunnies that are moving up and down. And the whole theme of this chapter is trying to find a way to deal with these dust bunnies, right? Makes sense, surely. That was unlucky. I don't know how to put it. Also, Celestial Resort has a bunch of keys. So it involves opening a lot of these silly doors. Oh, that's weird. Oh, I'm down. Well, that's annoying. Okay, so, yeah. Celestial Resort has a lot of keys, it has a lot of doors. The important thing is that we have entry cycles and we have death cycles. So, let me focus on this room. So we have entry cycles and we have death cycles. So this room specifically, I think, is a lot easier on the entry cycle when you enter the room. Whereas if I die, so I get one try on the entry cycle, and then if I die and I'm on the death cycle, in my opinion, is a lot worse in this room compared to the entry cycle. Usually I only learn a single cycle for a room, but in this case I've learned both. So if I die or if I hit the retry button in the menu, then we are on the death cycle, and the entry cycle refers to when we enter the room. And yeah, Celeste Blindfolded involves a lot of memorizing. Also, if you have any questions, just hit me, or tips. I don't know. What else is relevant? Celestial Resort is a very, very long chapter. I'm just throwing shit at the wall, by the way. When it comes to the video idea that I might want to do. Probably want to do. What is relevant? There's this coin room. And now I'm getting lost. And now we are here and we're dying. Key room. I am not entirely sure whether I want to do the whole of Resort, by the way. Also, I haven't done this for over a month. I don't know. That long? Yeah, I think so. Also in I actually don't use that many beat count strats when it comes to Celestial Resorts. Talk to Oshiro. So the well, what is there to say about Celestial Resort? Celestial Resort has 4 different checkpoints. It has 4 different checkpoints. There's probably something I want to talk about in Huge Mess. Any recommended keybinds? Oh, spoiler cycles suck. How to not burn out while practicing blindfolded? That's also a good question, actually. The one thing I've noticed when it comes to blindfolded, I don't know, for example, how Bubsia does it. The guy is omega dedicated. Oh, but I think something that does help, I've noticed when it comes to blindfold runners, is like they move from project to project. I think I might be crazy enough. Remember when I said maybe later? Yo, if you have any questions, just hit me Hit me somewhere, Discord somewhere. Okay, so what okay. Chapter 3. Slow down. I don't have to like always keep talking. This music is good. Celestial Resort. So Celestial Resort has the start checkpoint, huge mess checkpoint. Then we have the elevator shafts, and we have the presidential suite. I do think huge mess does have a bunch of things that are very interesting. Maybe I could like dive more into Resort compared to Rage and Temple, because I do think those chapters are kind of whatever. Bubsy is practicing 120 for a whole year without burning out somehow. Yeah, Bubsy is insane. And like the thing about Blindfolded, like I've already said it before, but it's worth saying it again. It's not that heavy. It's in general not that heavy on like your APM, your actions per minute, but it is very, very heavy on the brain. It is very heavy on the brain. Like you're keeping track of a lot of things, and you're not fully like sure that the thing that you're doing is actually happening either. So it's very scary at the same time. And then at some point you like die and you're like, oh wait, this happened. Or actually in a lot of cases I notice in a lot of cases that I'm actually what am I doing? Like in a lot of cases I'm like, oh, that's not, yeah, like I know I'm doing something wrong. In a lot of cases I will like hit like I will do like a move, and then I know that move is wrong. Let me try again. I'm not entirely sure whether I wall bounced here. This should be fine. I actually really like this music. This. Wait, I'm confused. I don't like huge mess. Why can I not find Oshiro? Thank you. I was probably stuck somewhere. The thing about huge mess is like split into 3 different sections. You have the bottom part, you have the middle part, and you have the top part. The route that you take is mostly personal preference. The thing I find very important though is that regardless of what route you do, my personal preference is like I do some kind of any % route and then mix in some all red berries. Specifically like the heart. I will go the heart route. There's some reasons why I did it. Oh yeah, the any % route basically doesn't work. So the any % route, you go bottom, then you go top, then you go middle, right? Yeah. But the important thing is that if you go middle last, you have this one specific room where the floor is gone just before the button. So specifically this room, if you do this room within the mass order last, this floor is gone, and because these books are gone, this room becomes omega bad. So no matter what you do not take middle as last. That's the most important thing. so what else is relevant? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I'm pretty sure it's fine. Okay, so I do this. I'm actually too fast. Doesn't hurt doing this, so at some point, by the way, I wanna like I've been in the process of relearning chapter 4, the strats. And I basically want to do it for all of the chapters if possible. It's just that relearning everything when it comes to Blindfolded is basically a massive undertaking, especially the later chapters. Oh, that's weird. Like I dropped down somehow. Oops. Okay, so huge mess order. I go bottom first, personally. Talk to Oshiro. Yeah, trying to edit this is not gonna work. Or it could work. I don't know. It's gonna suck. Okay, this. I feel like I don't have to, like, maybe I should. I'll do like huge mess just to have more video, I guess. I don't know. The thing is, I don't really have much or any like good quality blindfolded recordings, I feel, to use anyway. So it's good to do this regardless. The thing is though about
We are
oh my goodness.
getting rated by Leica__space with 3 viewers.
Yo,
Thanks for the
Leica.
raid.
Thank you for raid. I'm just doing silly Celeste Blindfolded. Or like, is it silly? I don't know, but I'm trying to get my thoughts in order and talk about Celeste Blindfolded. How was stream? Yeah. This? No. Huh? Oh. No. Wait, I can die there? I don't consider the huge mess actually that interesting. Ironically. I think Elevator Shaft is actually more interesting when it comes to Celeste Blindfolded and Celestial Resort than the huge mess. Huge mess is more like what order you do them in. And then I don't care that much about the huge mess personally. And like from a narrative standpoint specifically, I'm trying to think about and also like talk to the camera, get more ideas and more recording for like Celeste Blindfolded, like a Celeste Blindfolded video. Hello Starless Knight. Raid for Blood. Oh yeah, the funny the game. Running Act 3, improve my PB. Big. Back for Blood. Yeah, that's not Silk Song. That's definitely not Silk Song. Like, I can't gather my thoughts. But I hope stream was good. Yo, Leviathan, hello. Also, if people have any questions, just hit me. I'm just forcing myself to talk to the camera, basically, by streaming. Do you think it's better to copy strats or come up with your own at first? Got drowned by raids. Oh, no worries. Oh yeah. Oh, yep. Create. So within the Celeste Blindfolded community, the general consensus, I think, is that it's better to create your own strats first, because the thing about blindfolded gaming, the thing that makes it like the most fun is that it so when it comes to learning a game blindfolded, any game blindfolded, it essentially becomes a puzzle, right? Your goal is to clear that game. And while like keeping track of the fact that you are blindfolded. But if you copy strats from someone else, you're taking away a lot of the puzzling aspects, the building strats part, and the thing is that while that is very it's a good way to learn, it's not very fun. It's very effective, it's not very fun. And if you have trouble trying to find a way to make blindfolded fun, you're unlikely to last when it comes to blindfolded. Like you're like, I don't know how long you'll be able to be able to keep it up. Because the fun part for a lot of the runners when it comes to blindfolded is the learning part and trying to figure out, build your own routes, build a blueprint. And did you touch grass? What kind of question is that, Vortex? I hope you touched grass at least. Let me think for a second. So yeah, so if you build your own strats, that part is fun. Practicing those strats is for most blindfold runners, it's not that fun. Thus, the general consensus is, in order to have fun, build your own strats. That's kind of the reasoning behind it. It is more effective to use to use the strategies from other runners because they've went through the thing that you want to learn. But when it comes to blindfolded, you probably want to start with your own strats first, because that's genuinely really fun. There's also a lot of runners that, for example, they will start up a project, any game, not Celeste specifically, and they will not necessarily even finish it, you know, because the practicing part is the one that sucks. Fun before run, yeah. But the thing is, like, if the running doesn't happen, then like it's kind of like, what was the work for? So it's still a very important cherry on top to actually perform the run, right? And if no one performs the run, then the blueprint will never show the light of day, kind of, unless you find a different way to do it, like a YouTube video. I don't know. The work was for fun, exactly. Or at least that's the goal, right? Elevator shaft is a very silly checkpoint. I think it's actually one of the more interesting checkpoints. Holy. Ah, I died. That's so sad. I actually almost got it. I think narratively speaking, this is a lot more of an interesting checkpoint compared to Huge Mess. Huge Mess is just messy. I don't know how to put it. Except for the mess order. The mess order is interesting. But for example, if we look at this room, right? So this room is really frigging annoying. It's really hard. So this room is like riddled with all these little tentacles on the ground, and so like how do we actually get past this room, right? The other thing is that now we've gotten past the point of where we have a wall, and I'm doing a jump up left dash, and this whole part is like normalized. Like we can actually set our position. I don't fully remember what I'm supposed to do. Let me think. Oh yeah. So this. And then. Yeah, okay, so. Yeah, so stuff like this can be very, very funny and silly where you're like trying to remember the thing. Yeah, basically you need a lot of tricks to like work around the challenges that you're given. Like this room, like, so getting up to this point is like really, really, really freaking hard. Even with the strat that I'm using, it's tough. And then we have this jump. So actually this jump is the one time where I need the beat counts. Okay, I can't be arsed. I will just... Oh no, wait. This doesn't work. Okay, let me actually fix this. Okay, now we have the correct music. I will get back to my position. Jump, up left, dash. Do it correctly. Jump, up left, dash. Down left, holds. Left, up dash, wall bounce. I got the wall bounce, I heard it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. And when I said it's tough, like I'm, you know, I'm not kidding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. Oh, that's too early. And even this beat count is like tricky. Oh no. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I even want to do this room? I'm gonna do it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. Okay. So yeah, like even getting to the position where I need to do the beat count strat is hard, and then the beat count strat in itself is also hard. Like I do a super dash to the left, then from a certain position I need to hold right, then I need to left dash, land safely, and yes. This is a room. So the thing about this checkpoint is that it's relatively short. It is relatively short, but it's really, really freaking hard. Every single room here is tough. This room is very interesting. One, the skip that we're gonna do is like, it's very cool. If I can get it. But the most important thing is that we do not, under any circumstance, want to deal with the 2 rooms below. It's not just slow. If we look at these rooms, below, imagine doing this blindfolded. Imagine doing this blindfolded. I don't even have to explain it. Imagine doing this blindfolded. This is horrible. Absolutely horrific. So that the speedrun community has found this little skip. And also this setup is amazing, by the way, because at the max height of of oh my goodness, the max height of Madeline. Can I do this? Yeah, I can. So the max height of Madeline, we get 8 frames where we can actually dash through this tiny little gap here, otherwise known as the infamous demo dash skip. So that's very nice. And then we have the final room of elevator shaft. And this is, I'm not entirely sure whether this room is the hardest room in chapter 3 or if the other room is the hardest room in chapter 3, the final Oshiro room. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Do I want to complete this room? 1, 2. Nice. So, maybe there's probably a better way to do this at the ending part, but I don't know how to put this. Basically, the elevator shafts, it is something. It's relatively short, but I think despite how short it is, it's just really, really freaking hard. That's just how it is, you know. And then the final part of Oshiro is also really tough. The most important thing about the Oshiro chase, let's just do it anyway. I'm just gonna lock in for a second, so. So I haven't done this for quite a while. I should probably look up like what to do here. Can I like jump short? Good enough. But this checkpoint and also the other checkpoint, elevator shafts, really tough. Because in this checkpoint, Oshiro is like chasing us down like a madman. Also, we are still dealing with cycles besides Oshiro. Like this one room has that dust bunny that's moving up and down, and even that is silly. This room is absolutely horrible. That's good enough for me. And then we have the actual final room here. So this setup, bonk. I think that's something Crystal Saver found, and most of us have been using this setup, especially at the start of this room. And I am personally using a mix of I'm using a mix of Pablo NR and Piper. Oh, that's a problem. I almost made it work anyway. It still worked. It shouldn't have worked. Whatever. Good enough for me. One of my this final room of Oshiro is like really hard. And that one final room of elevator shaft is really, really tough. I think the other things that in theory I want to talk about at least. So this one is insane. I don't know. There's probably something in between insane. Like, I think when it comes to the tier list, chapter 4 and 5 are easier than chapter 3. And then we have chapter 6 and 7, and it's a toss-up which one is harder. I think that's more personal preference. In theory, Summit is harder than Reflection. I'm not quite sure. I'm not even sure if the video idea I have will ever see the light of day. I hope it does, actually. I don't know, man. Yeah, like the things I've been thinking about, when it comes to any percent is that in general prologue is pretty easy. Chapter 1 and 2 are actually like moderate difficulty. They're not too bad. They are a very, very good proving grounds when it comes to getting used to Blindfolded Celeste. Chapter 3 is absolutely horrific. Like in general, even if you play Celeste casually or you're speedrunning it, chapter 3 is really hard. I do think if you speedrun Celeste with eyes, like at some point you get really good at it, but until that point this chapter sucks. I'm not even sure if there's any saving it when it comes to running it blindfolded, because it's so difficult. Chapter 4 and 5 are part of what I call the mid game. The mid game of Celeste Blindfolded is pretty hard, basically. Chapter 4 has a bunch of wind snowballs. Chapter 5 has Theo and Seekers. Then we have chapter 6. Chapter 6 is also really hard because of one reason. Chapter 6 has feathers. And so basically feathers... Basically, I think a good way to think about feathers is that it makes Celeste Blindfolded from a 2D game into a 3D game. Like, trying to navigate feathers blindfolded is really tough. It's the one reason why I don't like Reflection. And then finally, we have chapter 7. Also, the battle and fight is something. The battle and fight is absolutely... it's something. Chapter 7 is a remix. Chapter 7 is a remix of everything we've had up till this point. And the closer you get to the summits, the harder it gets. I still remember like running this at GDQ hotfix, and then like getting stuck in this in the room just before entering the final part of summits. Basically what I want to say or put, not quite sure. The thing about summit is just the thing that made a lot of impression on me was when I was rewatching like the GDQ hotfix run, but even like for example the other marathon runs I've done, like Shine in the Dark or at Benelux Speedrunner Gathering, is Celeste Blindfolded is really weird. Where do I want to go with my thoughts? Basically, every time when you see something happen in Blindfolded, like it already starts really hype. It starts with chapter 1 and we do a bunch of crazy stuff, right? Because that's what Celeste is, even in Blindfolded. But then gradually over time, when the closer you get to the summit, instead of speedrunning the game in Blindfolded, at least with how my run looks like, it shifts from a blindfolded challenge or a blindfolded speed run to blindfolded challenge run. And it's really funny. Like basically, instead of being amazed of like the little things that are happening to like maybe go fast or maybe like some little tricks that were found or done, instead it's a lot more about surviving, managing to make your way through. Yeah, I do notice I'm struggling when it comes to trying to figure out like what I want to like if I want to like create a video about Celeste Blindfold, like what do I put in there? Like what is important, what is not important? I freaking don't know. I don't know how to make videos. Yeah, anyway. Enough rambling. I think I'm gonna send y'all to the next person. Not quite sure who. Also, again, thank you for all the raids. Does beat counting sometimes feel like playing Fallen Down on the piano with the counter melody? Fallen Down, reprise on the piano. Wait, beat counting. Fallen Down? No, my brain is too small to actually understand right now what you mean. Oh, wait, let me just look at it. Also, let's go Celeste. Fallen Down, Undertale. Oh, it's muted. Oh, I love playing this actually. The counter melody. Right, that's what happens like halfway through. Yeah, like right now it's just... This part. Oh. Yeah, like, yeah. Beat counting is basically multitasking. Does that make sense? Like, you have to count the beats while also doing your movements and still keeping track of the beats. So you're like doing two things at the same time. Reprise on the soundtrack. Ah, I see. Yeah, the Undertale soundtrack goes so hard. The not reprise doesn't have the part. It's probably the counter melody, right? Yeah, like I notice I don't know, but it might feel like that. I don't know. I feel like I have to raid, but do I have to raid? No, I don't. I think I'm just gonna stop the stream for now. Again, thank you for the raid, Laika, and also thank you for the raid, Chonksy. I don't know how to like put this stream, but I think it's nice at least to just do the stream. I also have like some recording, but I'm not sure how useful that recording honestly is, because if I were to use this recording, then I would really need to search for like the good parts in the recording. So I do think like scripting is maybe smarter, or going in with like a really good game plan. I don't know. Extremely impressive, yo. I do appreciate that. Oh, by the way, I also submitted to like the SGDQ. Who knows? I might get in. Like that would be insane, honestly. The summer games done quick. But then I also need an airplane ticket. Yeah. I do feel like so the GGs. I don't think this would be editable. It was fun. Yeah, that's the important part. That's the important part. Yeah, not true. I don't think it's that editable either. Yeah. I don't know when it comes to like Celeste Blindfold. Also like the or like videos in general, like creating a video. It's something I've been really wanting to do. It's just really hard to just get to the starting position of creating videos. I don't know. Also something like the past few weeks, by the way. No, let me put it this way. The past few months have been like really busy, I've noticed. So back in November, I did my first blindfolded run. Or like blindfolded marathon run, because I did a run on Shine in the Dark for the blindfolded community event. That was really fun. Then in January I did BSG, and then in February I did GDQ hotfix, and now we're in March. And so basically November, January, February. And the thing is, like, preparing a blindfolded marathon run is actually a lot more massive than a normal speed run. Yeah. It's actually more massive, kinda, I feel. Because, I don't know, there's a lot of pressure involved trying to, like, actually make it work. Yo, Worky, Yato, hello. Gotta start somewhere, yeah. I think with that kind of thing, you just have to go for it. Not worry too much about it being perfect. Yes, I do agree. It's just so hard to, like, get rid of that idea. I respect you for not doing Baby Shark. So true, Worky, my god. Oh man. Oh, by the way, I've also been learning the Pico Park 8-player speedrun for BSG. Holy, that's gonna be so silly. I hope it gets in. And Marky is also in the 8 players. Yato. And I also asked my friend Killed Best. And someone also got a lot of people from the BSG. Like, but yeah, like, we'll have to see if this submission even gets in, and if we even get a submission to begin with. Because I'm a little scared of making the submission deadline a little bit. Like, I think we're gonna do it, but trying to get 8 players and wrangling them to get the submission done. It's a little silly, man. Yeah, I don't know. Pico Park speedrunning, though. I do think the Pico Park speedrun, by the way, is actually kind of fun. It is actually kind of fun. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna call it here. Dude, the summertime, by the way, is also really annoying. I feel like I'm gonna feel it. I feel I'm gonna feel it for the week. Cole? Yo, hello, Cole. I'm about to actually stop the stream. Hello, what's up? Yeah, I do Celeste Blindfolded stuff, basically. Yeah, I'm gonna stop the stream here. Everyone, thank you for watching. I don't think my recording is actually very useful, but who knows. Can we say Blanny for Blindfolded Annie? That sounds horrible. Please do not. Yes, Isaac Gold. Alright, bye. Everyone take care. Including myself. Bye bye.